station of Fox Sports.
We are sports. We are Sun.
With just 25 games remaining in the regular season, wins are at a premium if the Rays have hopes of October baseball. Today, right-hander Matt Andriese returns to the rotation, looking to lead the Rays to a fourth consecutive series victory. We welcome you to the south side of Chicago, home of the White Sox, and we're just across the street from the original spot of Comiskey Park from 1910 through 1990, the home of the Chicago White Sox, also home of the very first Major League All-Star game in 1933, and the demolition of Disco and that debacle in 1979. Today, Game 3 of the series between the Rays and the Chicago White Sox. Hi again, everyone, and welcome to an afternoon of Rays baseball with Brian Anderson, Dwayne Stats. Great to have you aboard. Well, this is the wrap-up game of not only the series, but the road trip. The Rays need every win they can get, and they'll send Matt Andriese to the hill. By the way, his first start since that doubleheader in June against Oakland.
Listen, I can't believe it's been that long, but Matt Andriese, a welcome return to the starting rotation. He's been an under-the-radar guy for this Rays pitching staff, really covering a multitude of roles, but he's been very good as a starter. You see what he's done on the season, the record 5-1, ERA 3.38. He did get an appearance out of the bullpen for the Rays. That was last Monday against Kansas City. This ball game you're taking a look at right here, 3 shutout innings, and Matt will go out there, his last rehab start, 75 pitches, but he feels like he'll be good to go for the long haul here this afternoon. We'll have to wait and see. Lucas Giolito is going to make the start for the Chicago White Sox. Early returns are very good. 2 starts, a 1-1 record, ERA 2.77. A big guy, 6 feet 6 inches tall, 255 pounds. His last start, 7 shutout innings, just 3 hits given up. The key for him, can he repeat his delivery?
After a 3-1 win in the first game of this series, to get to 500, the Rays dropped last night's game. They need all hands on deck, and Logan Morrison has been kicking in with big-time power. Alex Cordry has more on that when we return.
been on fire recently, hitting .414 on this 10-day road trip, and he has 6 home runs in his last 6 games, and he doesn't seem like he is slowing down. Now, the Road Warrior got things going in St. Louis. He celebrated his 30th birthday. Well, how about the same weekend he crushed his 30th home run of the season? And it was a homecoming for Lomo in Kansas City, and he felt right at home, leading the Rays to their first series win at Kauffman Stadium since 2009 and keeping things rolling here on the south side against the White Sox. Morrison's hitting display continues. Well, it's now time for our Toyota Inside Look because the veteran slugger is having a banner year. How about these stats? Logan Morrison has set personal bests in homers, RBI, and runs. He continues to knock the cover off the ball. So we'll see what's in store for Lomo on this final game of this road trip this afternoon. As Morrison looks to keep it going, Kevin Cash pointed out that he wants more of his hitters to join the party. Game 3 from Chicago coming your way on Fox Sports Sun. First pitch is next as we get set to put a bow on things from the south side after this quick out.
It will be a warm afternoon. Plenty of sunshine here on the south side of Chicago for the wrap-up game of this series. Rays stand 3-2 against the White Sox so far this year. And we'll take a look at the starting lineup presented by your Southern Ford dealer. The Rays will have Kevin Kiermaier to lead it off, followed by Lucas Duda, and then Evan Longoria at third. Hitting cleanup is Logan Morrison. Steven Souza Jr. in right field, batting in front of Corey Dickerson. The number 7 hitter is the catcher Wilson Ramos. Brad Miller is at second base, hitting 8th, and the shortstop will bat 9th, Adeiny Echeverria.
I'm going to take the mound this afternoon for the Chicago White Sox. Right-hander Lucas Giolito making his 3rd start with the club. Even up record, ERA 2.77, and coming off a 7-inning outing against the Detroit Tigers. 3 hits, no runs. Very sharp performance by the young righty. Let's take a look at the defense and see how it's going to line up behind him. Brought to you by Golden Diamond Source. In the outfield, left to right, we've got Liriano, Engel, and Garcia. And across the infield, third to first, Sanchez, Anderson, Hanson, and Davidson. Kevin Smith once again behind the plate.
All set to play baseball. Giolito ready to go to work. Kevin Kiermaier in there. The first pitch of this game, a fastball, and that's fouled straight back. Strike one. So we are underway on this gorgeous day. Weatherman says the temperature will be into the 80s. Kiermaier checks on that pitch upstairs, 1-1.
I think it's already into the 90s in the booth.
A lot of morning sunshine in the booth here in Chicago today. It has been relentless. And now Kiermaier ahead in the count. Coming up to 282. A 3-hit night plus a walk last night. And he's out in front.
Yeah, very good changeup there by Giolito. We've seen all of his offerings already. The fastball, of course, a very good curveball when he's able to command it. A wipeout curveball, and then that changeup that you just saw to get him back to 2-2.
And then right back to the fastball up to strike him out. And that's the way this one begins.
Well, this is what Giolito can do. I tell you, he can elevate the fastball. He can also drive it downhill. You see where his arm angle is, a guy that comes over the top. And when you're talking about over the top from 6 feet 6 inches tall, you've got a lot of options of being able to drive that baseball around. But like we talked about in the open, the key for him is repeating his delivery. We'll see.
Now first pitch to Lucas Duda. In there, a strike.
How about the angle? That's exactly what we're talking about. Elevate to Kiermaier, first pitch to Duda, downhill. That's a tough angle to get underneath.
And strike two. If he gets that call, it's going to be a long afternoon. 6-6, you can see right there. One ball, 2 strikes.
Because that'll be the pitch that plays off of it. With an elevated heater, and then all of a sudden here comes this curveball. But he's going to have to prove to the Rays that he can throw that curveball for strikes. And it's been a mixed bag up here at the big league level so far.
A liner up the right side. That will be a foul ball hooking into the stands. And that fan had him played perfectly.
What a play. Down the steps he goes and then makes the catch. Look at that. Got right down there, positioned himself, little backhand snare, and take it back to the row.
You talk about positioning. He might have a job in baseball here drawing up defensive charts.
See if he checks the card in his back pocket.
And that is strike 3. Corey Blazier down at third. Says Duda did indeed go around trying to check.
Well, that was the changeup. And so you're trying to cover that fastball, realize, uh-oh, change, and it's off the plate. And just a hair too far for Lucas Duda.
There's Evan Longoria. Down to third. Saladino with the pickup, and he throws a strike to first. 1, 2, 3 go the Rays in the top of the first. No score. Full day in Chicago. No score. Let's take a look at the White Sox starting lineup presented by your Southern Ford dealers. Sanchez is going to lead it off. He'll be at third base, followed by Anderson at short. Jose Abreu in there is the DH, making his first appearance in this series. Garcia, Davidson, and Smith down the middle. Laureano, Engel, and then Hanson rounding out the lineup for the White Sox.
Well, Matt Andriese will be making his 13th start here for the Rays, coming off of the stress reaction in his right hip, long disabled list stint. Did come off that list and get into a game for the Rays last Monday against the Royals, went 3 shutout innings. Overall, very good numbers for Matt on the season. And back to work he goes. The only thing to watch with Matt is how long will he be able to go. His last rehab start, 75 pitches, so you're hoping he can get up into that 90 range, maybe even beyond. He feels like he's going to have free reign.
Well, the first pitch, Sanchez pops it foul. That's going to be out of play. Sanchez has had a very good series, including a home run and 3 hits last night. Also a couple of stolen bases. He fouls it out of play. Well, Alan Hansen opened with a home run, and Sanchez followed with one off of Archer. Chris Archer made just 8 pitches. Turned out to be the first starting pitcher in the last 100 years to face only 2 hitters and allow home runs to both and then depart. There's a cut and a miss, and Andriese makes quick work of Sanchez here, striking him out.
I'll tell you what, that's what Matt Andriese loves to do. He doesn't have a lot of time to mess around with you. Good changeup right there, and that's a big pitch for him. But he is one of those pitchers. We saw it a lot with a guy like Erasmo Ramirez. They like to get ahead of you and put you away as quick as possible, be efficient, and that will allow them to get deeper into a game.
The ground ball to the right side. Miller comes up with it. Anderson is out of there. So 2 quick outs.
Let's take a look at the Rays defense this afternoon, brought to you by our very good friends at Gold and Diamond Source. In the outfield, left to right, we've got Corey Dickerson, Kevin Kiermaier, and Steven Souza Jr. And then across that infield, from third to first, Longoria, Echeverria, Miller, and Duda. Wilson Ramos gets the call behind the dish.
Here's Jose Abreu. He's been out with an elbow issue and as the DH back in the lineup today. He was a late addition to this White Sox lineup. And the pitch to him is in there for a strike.
Having another tremendous season, not only power, production, but average. You saw that up over 300. And it's not like he has a ton of protection in this lineup, making it all the more impressive.
0-2. And he's been around long enough now where the White Sox are happy to see him comfortable enough to assume a leadership role on this team. And this rebuilding situation here, and that's something they will need in that kind of environment. He is out on strikes. 1, 2, 3 go the White Sox. And when we come back, Logan Morris will lead it off in the second for the Rays. Night, every device, watch every out-of-market regular season game live, plus get a free subscription to At Bat Premium, #1 app for live baseball. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details. Here's Logan Morrison. And that pitch up and in, and he had to get out of there in a hurry. Morrison, a home run last night. He's hit home runs in 3 consecutive games. 6 over his last 6 games, and he'll take a little time to collect himself here after taking the pitch up and in.
You wonder if Giolito's trying to send a message and make him a little uncomfortable. You get a guy as locked in as Logan Morrison is, and you know, old school style of pitching is you wanted to make him uncomfortable. You wanted to force him to move his feet. You would see some of those knockdown pitches up and in. You don't see that very often anymore. Well, that certainly had all the earmarks of one.
Now strike 2 and 1. Here's a look at the home run for Morrison, leading off the 6th last night. He lifted that fastball out to center field. High popper left side. Sanchez, he's still in fair territory, and then curves back to make the catch.
Those balls will have some funky spin as they go up, spinning back towards the field, and Yolmer Sanchez, a difficult angle, and then you see him retreating back towards the field. Get here, track it, and stay with it. That's the key. Stay with it.
Now Steven Souza Jr. And he goes after that first pitch and lines it into the seats, foul. 1 strike to count. Two. Fastball again from Lucas Giolito.
We've seen it here this afternoon so far in that 92, 93 range. There was a time that it had a few more ticks than that. We'll see if he builds up.
Popped up. Foul ball will carry out a play. Takes one down. Check the swing. Souza Jr. did in time. Ground ball, third base. Comes up for Sanchez, and he makes the play. So a popper and a ground ball, each handled by Yolmer Sanchez down at third.
Been a busy man here in this series, offensively, defensively. A little spark plug for this White Sox team.
Base is empty, 2 gone, 5 up, 5 down against the young right-hander. There's Corey Dickerson. First pitch is wide. Dickerson with 25 home runs. It's lifted out of play. 1-1. Rays wrapping up this homestand, or this road trip. They'll be home for a quick homestand beginning tomorrow. We'll have the Minnesota Twins in for 3. One and 2 now. Two and 2. Dickerson out on strikes. 3 up, 3 down, go the Rays. 6 in a row retired by Giolito. Sun brought to you by your local Ford dealer and by your local Toyota dealers. Let's go places. From Chicago, the Rays have divided the first 2 with the White Sox. 5-3 on this road trip. We continue to see a number of Rays fans more and more on the road, combining a little baseball with a road trip.
Go to see some of the ballparks that you don't get a chance to see very often. This was a great trip for that. Right through the Midwest, the travel not bad. Hit St. Louis, KC, and Chicago.
And great weather throughout.
Oh.
Here's Garcia lifting this one deep to left, and that ball is grabbed by Dickerson, a step from the wall out there.
I love your description of that. That ball wasn't caught. It was grabbed, and that ball, it looked like maybe Corey Dickerson had trouble picking it up. His ball hit well by Garcia. He jumps Andriese and hits it well. And then you see right there, he kind of positions himself, but then has to jump at the very end to snag that baseball and keep it from getting off the wall.
Now Matt Davidson. Andriese throws another strike. He's thrown nothing but strikes so far.
deep down inside, he probably realizes he doesn't have all the pitches that he would hope to have today. So let's make good use of what we do have.
It goes up, and Davidson misses it. 0-2. And if he wants to pitch deep, this is the way to do it.
Yeah.
So far, so good. After 10 consecutive strikes, that's a pitch wide.
Just to show these White Sox hitters that he's capable of it. So be on alert.
Tap foul, 1-2.
You know what he did right there, and very smart job by Andres. You go off the plate away with that fastball on purpose. You're just showing that pitch. You want to see the hitter look at a fastball that's off the plate that he's not going to swing at, and then you come back with that changeup. You use the fastball to set up the change, and it was actually a nice job by Davidson to be able to foul it off.
Now 2-2.
That's that pitchability that we talk about, using one pitch to set up the next one. That's the one you want to get him out on.
High fly ball into center. Kiermaier backing up. That ball had some carry to it before Kiermaier got there and made the catch. So 2 outs.
Maybe there's something going up above the stadium with the wind, because we saw awkward Corey Dickerson catch in left, and then Kiermaier continued drifting on that fly ball to center.
Yeah, the wind blowing out to center a bit. 8 to 9 miles per hour. And as you know, you'll get some currents like that that will affect the flight of a fly ball. Kevin Smith, the pitch is down. Of course, this ballpark not right on the lake, but you still get a lake effect in both parks, at Wrigley Field and here. There are times when that will impact play. This one to the backstop. It's 2-0.
I guess if your city's nickname is the Windy City, be prepared. You never know.
Yep. Although there is a school of thought that says it was named that for the politicians here more than the atmospheric conditions.
Unless you're at Wrigley on the wrong day.
Pitch is high.
And that would
3-0. Over there, it can change from a pitcher's park to a hitter's park and vice versa in a matter of minutes, depending on which way the wind is blowing.
That's one of the strangest places when you talk about the weather and how quick it can change and how it can impact a game.
That's a strike, and it's 3-1. I've always felt you almost need 2 different teams to play there because of that. You know, it's not necessarily a pitcher's park, not necessarily a hitter's park, depending on the wind.
Yeah.
And then it used to be so different from all the other ballparks around the league. This pitch is high. You know, when almost every park had some version of synthetic turf and were bigger parks, you could tailor a team to play at Wrigley because it was at, well, most days a hitter's park unless the wind started to blow in and natural surface. Then you go to a big park, so you could tailor a team to play in a park like Wrigley. You go on the road, go down to what now they call Old Busch Stadium, big ballpark, fast turf. Same thing in a number of parks, and so it was difficult to tailor a team to play at home and on the road in those years. Swing and a miss by Liriano. Reimer Liriano, strike 1.
And then factor in game times.
Yeah.
Where you're playing at home majority of time during the day.
Yeah, and whether you want to admit it or not, that's an issue. One strike to count with a runner at first, 2 gone. One and one. Less so now of an issue with a few more night games sprinkled in, but still the wear and tear of the season, that makes it difficult to change the body rhythms as often as you have to do that. Matt Andriese. 1-1 to Liriano. On the ground to short. Echeverria with the toss to Miller. We're headed into the third. We have no score. If you're the ultimate Rays fan, text Papa Rays and a photo of yourself in Rays gear to 67076. Enter the Pepsi Papa John's Ultimate Rays Fan Experience Contest. Grand prize includes Dex Imaging, home plate club seats, batting practice passes, and a lot more. Text Papa Rays at 67076 today. Wilson Ramos will step in. Rays facing the hard-throwing young right-hander, Lucas Giolito. The pitch is a strike. Ramos starting the afternoon, hitting .230 with 6 home runs. Oh, 2. Giolito, the Washington Nationals first pick in the 2012 draft. Young man out of Santa Monica, California. And Ramos is out on strikes. Well, that's 4 strikeouts. He's faced 7 men and has 4 strikeouts already.
Well, that was a really nice job by Giolito in using the fastball that entire at bat. Down and away strike 1, up and away strike 2, then a little further up for strike 3. Just maneuvering that baseball up the strike zone, and that's what you wondered. You know, with a repeatable delivery comes command, and so far in the early going for Giolito, the command has been pretty good.
This is wide with a fastball to start Brad Miller. Now strike, it's 1-1. And both these pitchers setting a pretty good pace so far. It's 2-1.
Boy, I always thought as a pitcher you have a game plan, you've got your set pitches, you know what you want to do, and so why not work quickly? You set the rhythm, you set the tempo, you try to get your fielders back into the dugout and get them swinging the bats as quickly as you can. All the advantages of working quickly instead of dragging your feet, taking your time. Guys are forced to stand out there behind you.
One would think so. 2-1 pitch hit on the ground to first. Davidson right there to make the play unassisted. So 2 gone.
And it used to be you would never hear teammates complain about a guy that works slowly. They would never do that. But what they would do is they would praise their pitchers that worked quickly. And that says an awful lot. They love playing behind these guys, keeps us on the balls of our feet, keeps you engaged in the game, ready to make a play.
Do you think if you had taken a lot of time between pitches that your velocity would be better?
No.
I mean, that's
no.
Some of the rationale behind that.
Yeah, again, I want to meet that guy. It's great. But no, I don't think so. Now, velocity was never my forte, but I don't think a few, you know, extra seconds out there in between was going to be able to improve that very much at all. So I don't know.
Pitch upstairs, 2-0, couple deep breaths here and there over the long term. Maybe keep you in the game longer.
Yeah, maybe if I had a personal masseuse out there, I could stay in the game. I mean, where do you draw the line?
Two balls, no strikes. There's a shot back into straightaway center. Engel on the run. It's going to be over his head, off the wall, bound away from him. Echeverria on his way to third, and he's going to make it without a play. Third triple of the year for Echeverria. Hit it to straightaway center over the head of Engel.
Boy, he burned Engel twice with that shot. The first one, where he was playing and how hard the ball was hit, he's going to take it right over his head. And then on top of that, Engel chases it too close to the wall. So on the carom, he's not able to flag it down. That gave Echeverria third base. Right there.
Echeverria known for his defense, but how about this offense lately? Last couple of weeks, he's hitting over 300. Now a bunt attempt. And Kiermaier is down on the count, strike one.
Boy, he came up with the right pitch in the right spot, Giolito. That changeup threw the whole rhythm and timing off of that bunt attempt right out the window.
You got Kiermaier with a fastball on strikes the first time. And now there's that fastball reappearing up after the off-speed pitch. 0-2. Oh, strike three call. Kiermaier parting word with the plate umpire Doug Eddings. We'll go to the bottom of the third. No score. Great moment on this date in 2003 on his mother Nancy's birthday. St. Petersburg native and our colleague Doug Wechter. Of course, he throws a complete game shutout in his first major league start as the Rays win 7-0 at Tropicana Field. Wechter giving up 2 singles and 7 strikeouts, all on his mother's birthday. Not a better mother's son than that.
No, no. you can't. Yeah, you can't top that. On your first too. How about that?
We are scoreless here in Chicago. On to the bottom of the third. Adam Engel takes the pitch, and that's a strike.
But he still would have had the best nickname of Players Weekend if he would have gone Hannibal Wechter.
Yes.
That's it. That would have been it. We got a lot of nicknames, had him for 3 straight days, but his would have absolutely topped it all.
Yeah.
We should have brought him on the trip just so we could refer to him with that name for 3 days.
Yeah, that was an oversight.
Yeah,
on all of us.
Oh, there's a lot of oversights on that weekend. Lots.
Some of it on purpose, some of it not.
Yep. Balls were dropped here and there.
1-2 the count to Engel. Matt Andriese making the start for the Rays. Pitch is down. 2-2. Andriese got his first big league win against the White Sox back in 2015. He had 5 separate stints with the Rays that year and had a very good stretch in June, and during that time picked up a win as he strikes out Engel. Strikeout number 3 for Matt.
And Adam Engel, you know, we talked about him last night. This stretch that he has been on.
Yep.
And you know, there's no question at this point it's become mental. And you can even see on that swing, kind of reaching, feeling, no conviction in it. He is in such a tough stretch and in a tough spot because he is out there every single day trying to figure out at this level. That is tough to do.
He's 16 for 131.
There you go. There you go.
That's a fair ball off the bat of Hansen up the right field line. He heads for second. Souza's throw will not be in time, and it's a double. Hansen wasting little time in picking up the first White Sox hit of the game on the first pitch.
Well,
he's been a little bit of a pain here for the Rays, hitting a home run last night and now this.
He's realizing, I think, much like these other White Sox hitters, that Matt Andriese is in the zone early. I mean, not wasting a lot of time, and he got a hanging breaking ball right there. Alan Hansen, well, he was part of the 2 home run start in yesterday's ball game off of Chris Archer. How about that? Lead off one night, 9-hole the next.
Yeah, you hit a home run at that, and then you're right next day hitting number 9.
We pull names out of a hat down there.
Big leagues are tough.
I guess so.
Sanchez, who's leading off today. Missed the fastball up, strike 1. Three strikeouts the first time through the lineup for Andriese. Now the 1-out double. And strike 2. White Sox with their second base runner. Kevin Smith walked with 2 outs in the second. Now a 1-out double by Hansen. Ground ball That's Longoria. Makes sure the runner stays put and throws out Sanchez. 2 gone. Tim Anderson will bat. Anderson in last night's game had a little 6-game hitting streak come to an end. 0 for 4, a couple strikeouts. He grounded out his first time up today. Want to know the count. With Andriese making the start, the Rays had recalled Chase Whitley and Andrew Kittredge, which puts the active roster now at 30. So far, Andriese a good pitch count. 2 balls, no strikes. Whitley back along with Kittredge. And of course, Whitley spent the better part of the year with the Rays.
And Kevin Cash said in the coming days there could be a few more show up. So the Rays are going to bring up as many bodies as they feel will help them win games.
2-1.
I think what you wonder about, what's the right balance? How many is too many? And so I think they're sitting at 30 right now.
30, yep.
May get a few more. I'll tell you what, though, it does give you a lot of options if you're the manager, and that's what September baseball has become all about. Not a lot of people, there are a lot of people growing sentiment. They don't like it very much. You change those rules for 1 month.
2-2 here to Anderson. Yeah, and I think one train of thought on that seems to make a little sense to me. You might recall some guys, but you have to set a roster.
Yeah.
Set a certain roster of eligible players, and maybe that can change game to game, series to series, however you want to do it. They could still get service time, just not eligible for a particular game.
I think that is the best compromise, because the other side, you know, if you're a Chicago White Sox, we want to bring guys up to get them valuable experience moving into the next season. And you've got a lot of teams that are in that boat, and then other teams that are, that are going for it are saying, wait a minute, all these rules change. I played with 27 guys, and you're playing with 34.
Yeah.
How is that fair? We're both going for the same playoff spot. So yeah, you bring up as many as you want to get the experience and live the life and learn the ins and outs of big league baseball, but you set the roster before each and every game, and that's it. That's all they can play. That's a great idea.
2-2 now on Anderson, with Hansen the runner at second. Well, that's one problem we've solved.
Yeah, hey, listen, they do it in the other sports.
Yep.
Healthy scratch. Football does it.
Liner into center for a base hit. Kiermaier with the pickup. Hansen scores, and the White Sox take a 1-0 lead. Anderson picking up his 46th run batted in.
Boy, he just slapped that ball to straightaway center field. Got on top of it, and a big 2-out hit here for the Chicago White Sox gives them the lead in the third. That ball stayed up, and he just pokes it out to center field. Pretty simple.
Jose Abreu. Anderson back in. Well, Abreu out on 3 pitches, just back into this White Sox lineup, missing the first 2 games of the series with an elbow issue. a towering fly ball deep to left. Dickerson runs out of room, and it's gone. Abreu, in his second at bat, lifts one out of here. And it goes from a 1-0 game to a 3-0 game. So Abreu, welcome back to the Chicago lineup by his teammates, and he hits that fastball out.
He just scooped it. 92, middle in, a little bit down, and just scoops it right out to left field, creates that backspin, and 2 big hits with 2 outs, 3 runs across the plate.
Ground ball off the bat of Garcia. He's thrown out by Echeverria, but not before the White Sox score 3 to take a 3-0 lead. Sure, and stay tuned in the 7th inning for the Jeep Compass game break. Rich and Orestes will have highlights from around Major League Baseball. Rays will be headed home following this one, taking on the Minnesota Twins tomorrow night. That's a 7:10 first pitch. Labor Day, and gates will open 2 hours before first pitch at 5:10. Lucas Duda takes a look at the pitch down. Evan Longoria will hit second in the inning, and then Logan Morrison. High fly ball into right. That's going to send Garcia back to the fence, and that ball is out of here. Home run. Both Garcia and Engel tracking it, and Duda has unloaded his 9th home run in a Rays uniform to get them on the board, making it 3-1.
You know, the reactions of these outfielders and the ball coming off the bat, you get it up high enough, and there's some wind taking it out there, because that ball did not look to be. That ball's up and in and skied there by Duda, but you get it up high enough, similar to Jose Abreu, and it just keeps going and going and going and gets out of here.
Gives him 26 home runs on the season. And here's Evan Longoria taking a strike. Well, the 4th home run given up by Giolito in 16+ innings now. This is 3rd start for Chicago. Longoria behind in the count, 0-2. There's a line drive by the mound, caught by Hansen. Hansen shaded toward the middle there, and a step into center field made the catch. Hard hit ball.
It's all about defensive placement on this one here. Ball down and away, rocketed, and look where Hansen is. Turn the body, make the catch.
There's Logan Morrison. Giolito started him with a pitch up and in the second inning. And there's a breaking ball that stays wide. 1 ball, no strikes. Morrison trying to lift that pitch, missed it.
And for Giolito, he's going to continue to attack Morrison with the fastball. It better be up in the zone a little further than that one. You stay there, as hot as Logan is, he's going to catch one pretty clean here. So if you're going to stay with that pitch, you better have it up.
Breaking ball down. 2-1.
Now, we talked about his curveball and how much of a dangerous pitch that could be, but the command of it, he has not been able to throw that pitch for strikes at all here this afternoon, and you know that these Rays hitters have taken a note of that.
There's a high shot back into right center field. Engel and Garcia back to the wall, and that's going to be caught a step in front of the right center field fence. So Morrison making a bid, and Engel tracked it down.
Boy, oh boy, Giolito got lucky there. Very fortunate. See what this fastball is. Again, down in that thigh high range. That's dangerous territory against Morrison, and he a couple feet short.
And Steven Souza Jr. Bounces it down in front of Charlie Montoyo and beyond. Strike one. Souza out third to first, his first time. Giolito already has had the Tommy John surgery. That came September of 2012.
Boy, coming out of high school, he was like the consensus #1 pick and ended up having that surgery. Still taken in the first round on top of that by Washington.
Pitch is high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Into the dirt. It's 2-2. And a full count. And he throws it by. Souza Jr. strikes him out on the fastball. Rays get on the board. Home run by Lucas Duda. We go to the bottom of the fourth, and it's now 3-1 Chicago. On the board on the Duda home run. El Dorado Furniture invites you to settle in. Tomorrow the Rays take on the Twins. Our coverage begins at 6:30 with Rays Live. Matt Davidson leads off in the bottom of the fourth. Davidson, then Smith and Liriano. Coming into this inning, Andriese had 11 of 13 first pitch strikes. The double and the home run in the third came on first pitch strikes. 1-1 the count now to Davidson. 2-1. Two and two. Andriese worked 3 innings Monday in the Kansas City series. Gave up a walk and a double in that stint. Fly ball left center, and right there to make the catch is Dickerson. One away. Andriese made 39 pitches in 3 innings against the Royals Monday. Pitch is low to Kevin Smith. So his pitch count right now in the mid-40s. And to right, that ball, trouble if it's fair. It is a fair ball. good for 2 bases as it skips the wall. Smith is on for the 2nd time. He follows up a 2nd inning walk with a 4th inning double.
Boy, drop that thing. Looked to be right on the chalk line or just inside of it, up the right field line. You're going to see it come down. Slice, slice, slice. Not enough. Right off.
So a scoring threat again by Chicago.
And you get that 1 run back, an inch a little bit closer. The last thing you need is an answer by the White Sox. Got to knuckle down here and make some big pitches.
Reimer Liriano up here. Spent the season at AAA Charlotte. And pitches a strike. 17 home runs in the minor leagues with a .256 average. One ball, 1 strike. Two and one. And now he's behind Liriano, 3-1.
Well, you've got the struggling Adam Engel on deck, and this is where you balance between, you know, going after Liriano in a hitter's count. You want to, you know, retire him and go right after him, but you don't want to give him something too good to hit. He's going to be geared up for something out over the plate.
And he fouls it the other way to take the count full. And he comes back to strike him out. So Liriano becomes the second out of the inning. 4th strikeout of the game for Andres.
Back-to-back changeups in the 3-1 count. One for a strike that was fouled off. Then you take this one below the zone. And you see Liriano, that body sliding forward, that swing up and over the top of the pitch. And now you get the struggling Adam Engel with 2 outs. Try to end the inning.
Upstairs with a fastball. Engel struck out his first time. A shot back into left. Dickerson looks up and it's off the wall. Smith will score, and Engel has doubled in a run. So Engel, who has had a difficult time at the plate recently, comes through with a big hit for the White Sox in the fourth.
Boy, that's one that really hurts. You've got a guy at the plate that, Dwayne, you threw out the numbers. I can't even. 16 for far too many. But he goes out and he sweeps that pitch there with enough authority to get it off the wall out in left center field. You can see Corey Dickerson's going to give up on it right there and just try to play it off the carom, which is exactly what he does. But Adam Engel, who has been struggling mightily at the plate, comes through with a big one, and the Sox answer the Rays' run.
Yeah, before that hit, Engel had gone 16 for 131. Now there's ball one to Hansen. Alan Hansen doubled and scored. So the 8 and 9 hitters have been issues here. Into center field. Here comes Kiermaier in a hurry. He gets there to make the catch. That retires the side, but the White Sox add a run and now lead 4-1. White Sox leading the Rays. Rays coming in to hit. Reminder, parents, brighten up bath time with the Rays hooded bath towel. Sunday, September 17th. The Rays take on the Red Sox, and young fans 14 and under receive a hooded bath towel presented by Johns Hopkins All Children's Hospital while supplies last. Call 888-FAN-RAYS or visit RaysBaseball.com. Well, the Rays have some ground to make up. Corey Dickerson to lead off against Lucas Giolito. Dickerson fouls it right back into the screen. Ramos next, and then Miller. Corey struck out his first time, sitting on 25 home runs right now. Quickly down in the count. Upstairs, 1-2. fastball fouled right back that time.
First at bat, he got him with a changeup, and certainly could go back to that right here. There's been enough fastballs in this at bat, establish it once again. Changeup's been a pretty good pitch for Giolito. It's been the best secondary. The curveball had not been able to throw for a strike.
A little tamper right side, and Hansen takes care of that. I think he came back with one right there.
He did. That was a good pitch. That's been the best one. As far as the secondary offerings go, the changeup has been the most consistent for Giolito. He had established the fastball once again, comes with that change down and away, and gets poor contact.
Now Wilson Ramos. Foul out of play.
Ramos starting to get wise here. Giolito nothing but away in his last at bat. Just working his way up and down the strike zone. Away once again.
One and one.
But he still cannot get that curveball working. You just wonder, how long is he going to be able to last on just the fastball and the changeup? Because the curveball really has been a non-factor. The Rays at this point not giving it any consideration whatsoever.
One and two. So the tall right-hander, 6'6". That is a challenge to keep all of that in sync.
That's what, people, as he's coming up through the system in Washington, that was the big concern. They said that being 6 feet 6 inches tall for scouts, for talent evaluators, is right on the cusp of, almost too big because of what you're just talking about.
They talk about repeating a delivery. That's a challenge when you have that much to all coordinate together. A little tap. Sanchez down at third handles that. 2 gone. But they love the arm. And he had said, I read somewhere, or after he had Tommy John surgery, coming back, that getting the feel for that curveball was a challenge. And the changeup, he thought, actually got a little bit better, and we've seen that a lot today.
Yeah, that's exactly how this day's played out. The changeup has been very good, and the curveball he hasn't had a feel for at all. And in fact, I can't remember maybe once where he's been able to throw that curveball for a strike. Everything else has been down below the zone, an easy read for these hitters.
There's a strike on Brad Miller. It's a bunt, foul, out of play. 0-2. Matt Andrees and Lucas Giolito hooked up in this one today. Miller is out on strikes. Well, he throws a breaking ball for a strike there and strikes out Miller. 3 up, 3 down, go the Rays. Here's a look at that strikeout breaking pitch. of inning 5. Rays have dropped the middle game of this series. Beat the White Sox in the first game here Friday 3-1. Lost last night 5-4. The White Sox have Sanchez to lead off the bottom of the 5th, then Anderson and Abreu. The pitch is a strike. Rays come home to play Minnesota. Play the Twins for just 3, and then the Rays are right back out on the road. Run up to Boston for 3 against the Red Sox, then come home to play the Yankees, the Red Sox, and the Cubs on that following homestand down the middle of the month.
But this stop back in Tampa St. Pete is going to feel like just an extension of a road trip.
Yeah, it's been a 10-day road trip and another stop at home for 3 and then out.
Yeah, and think about that. You're going to get in later Sunday night, and you're taking right back off after the day game on Wednesday. So you're going to get home. It's going to feel just like a road trip.
There's the remaining schedule. Twins, Red Sox, and back home. Yankees, Red Sox, Cubs, into the Orioles and Yankees, and then finishing against the Orioles at home.
Challenging schedule.
Yep, and counting this one, 25 games left. After this one, all of those other teams positioning for postseason. Roller foul.
Okay, if you look at the jumbotron, Dwayne, in center field, it's got Yolmer Sanchez led off the Sox 4-2 win at Tampa with a home run off Archer, 367 feet, 97.8 exit velocity. That was to center field.
Yeah.
Don't recall the fence at Tropicana Field being less than 367 feet.
That was the fake home run.
That right there just sold it out.
Yeah.
367. I would give it 367. In fact, I think that was about the range that we had it in where that ball dropped. And he got credit for a home run by hitting a 367 foot fly ball to center field at Tropicana.
That's it.
The system just did itself
failed.
In. Yeah.
Yeah. And strike 3 call. Sanchez out on strikes for the second time here against Andres.
I mean, at Tropicana Field, unless you hit it right down the line at 367, you're not getting it out.
Yep.
Oh, that's too funny. We just brought that up the other day, too.
Yeah, they won't even let you build a ballpark with a center field 367.
But they'll certainly let you hit a home run out that way.
1-0 the count to Tim Anderson. Yeah, people just could not believe that Kiermaier had trouble with that ball with all the antics that went on out there in center, and they eventually ruled, well, it must have hit one of the rings up there.
How about that? That's where the greatness of Kevin Kiermaier's center field ability did himself in.
Yeah.
Because he completely misplayed that ball, didn't pick it up, and they said, well, that obviously could not have happened to him, so it must have hit something.
You know, and it's interesting because back in the days, well, there's a good reason to have a glove. Look at him. We've seen a couple of those great plays.
Yeah, that was off a couple of bounces through the stands, off the back of a chair, and then a nice little backhand by the young man.
2-1 count. It's fouled back. 2-2. You know, every once in a while you'll see a ball, particularly into center field, that will just take off in a weird way that seems to defy physics. Not very often. A couple times in the history of Tropicana Field we've seen a ball do more than it seems knuckle, but it'll just take off in a strange direction. It's fouled. You almost hit the ball so hard that you knock the spin off the ball.
You really do. Yeah, that was the one fun thing about doing the power shagging during the playing days, for a workout, and you move around right center, left center, wherever less congregated, and you go to straightaway center and you see some of these shots that come off in BP, and you get a first-hand account. You say, wow, that ball is just all over the place.
Yeah, you said it's impossible for the ball to behave that way. Here's a shot deep to center by Anderson, and into the wall goes Kiermaier trying to catch it. Down he comes, and Anderson will circle the bases. Well, a great attempt there by Kiermaier, challenging the wall, but Anderson has hit his 15th home run of the year. And the White Sox have a 5-1 lead.
And Matt Andriese wondering what in the world is going on here. This ball, a ton of carry. Anderson gets into it to straightaway center, and here's the timed leap by Kiermaier. Just ends up a hair short.
And now Jose Abreu, who homered in the third. White Sox have 2 home runs off Andriese today. One ball, no strikes. Two and 0. Home run follows the strikeout. 3 runs in the third, 1 in the fourth, and 1 in the fifth. Kittredge up in the bullpen. 2-1. Abreu. A fastball out in the third. White Sox playing in their alternate jerseys, their uniforms, their second alternate uniform. That's kind of a throwback to the early 80s. Fly ball popped right side, and out from second base goes Miller. Right there in front of Souza Jr. 2 gone. That ball, a little trouble coming to rest out there.
It did, and that's another one of those pop-ups that seemed to drift. We've seen a number of those today. The one you think about, Yolmer Sanchez, couple of the fly balls I didn't think were hit well enough to get out. Did. This one, Brad Miller continues to drift before that ball settles into the glove.
Avisail Garcia hit a 2-run home run last night. Taps it to third. Bare hand pickup, Longoria to throw to first. Nicely done to retire the White Sox. We go to the 6th inning. Chicago 5 and the Rays 1. 5-1. The White Sox opened the scoring on Tim Anderson's RBI single in the third. Then he scored on the first pitch to Jose Abreu. Rays got a run in the fourth when Lucas Duda opened the inning with a long one. But right back came the White Sox. Kevin Smith doubled with 1 out. Then Adam Engel doubled him home. That made it a 4-1 game. And Tim Anderson's home run in the fifth has extended the Chicago lead to 4. It's 5-1 now. We go to the 6th inning with Adeiny Echeverria leading off. Then back around to the top side of the order, Kiermaier and Duda. Echeverria, one of 2 hits the Rays have picked up. Rays have only a triple and a home run so far in this game. So they have the 2 hard ones out of the way if they're trying to hit for the cycle. Triple and a homer.
Absolutely.
They'd like a little more than that. They're going to need more than that, down 5-1.
Yeah, they need to start making a move too here. You're getting to the later part of the game.
And a base hit again for Echeverria. Well, there's a leadoff single. And he has 2 of the 3 hits.
Yeah, from the bottom of the order too. And Giolito here in the 6th inning, it looked like another curveball. This one hung. He's not been very good with that pitch at all. Finally got Brad Miller to chase one below the zone. But outside of that, that pitch has really been a non-factor. But Echeverria jumps all over it here and gets the Rays to a nice start.
Kiermaier. This is the first pitch, strike 1. Kiermaier twice has struck out, and he's down 0-2 right now.
He's getting a pretty good mix of pitches here by Giolito all afternoon. Fastball really took center stage the first 2 ABs. Now it's been off speed.
That will be out of play. Well, the Indians have won 10 in a row, and they're all over the Tigers in Detroit today, 9-1. Just a little bit of that one.
I'll tell you what, that Indians team,
watch them.
Peaking at the right time, huh?
Yes.
Let's see if they can continue. They still have another month of regular season baseball, but my gosh, they are playing tremendously.
Down to first, backhanded, Davidson. Anderson, one off balance throw. That's going to skip past, but it's backed up. So they get the lead man Echeverria, and Kiermaier is safe at first base.
You know, you had a chance to get Kiermaier. He's got to hit it sharply, and it's got to get to a glove quickly. That happened, but then Davidson's throw, a little bit soft, a little bit wide, and Tim Anderson, you know, going down to try to make that play. No way he's going to be able to step into this throw. He's able to fall into it, fall away from it. That's just not going to work out. Kiermaier gets there.
Started to get a little crowded around first. They had Giolito over there, Hansen, Davidson in between the two, getting back to the bag, the runner coming, and then the play being backed up. And all the while, Anderson was falling down, making the throw. There's a lot going on right there.
Tom Amansky is screaming at his TV right now. Screaming. Can't believe what he just saw.
Chaos. 1-0 the count on Duda.
You know, what was worse, that play, or the attempt at that play, or the hat that Fred McGriff wore in the commercial?
Yeah, the hat. Yeah, the hat. Yeah, I'd rather see that play again than the hat.
Yeah, the hat. I put him on a train with the hat. Just lead it right down the tracks, buddy.
1-1 the count. There's a liner up the right field side and just foul. Jeff Nelson on the call due to just missing an extra base hit there.
That probably would have been a run with Kiermaier running. He probably is going to get all the way around there, or it's going to be awfully close. This game gets frustrating. Kevin Smith right on the chalk.
Yep.
Lucas Duda just a hair foul. Game of inches from time to time.
Fly ball into right. Abasail Garcia makes the catch. He'll be out number 2. Rays home tomorrow, and on Rays Live, the pregame show presented by your Gulf Coast Honda dealers. We'll find Alex Cobb will be making the start for the Rays. We'll hear from him, and Orestes will break down Byron Buxton.
Is he finally coming into his own?
Apparently.
Yeah, it's certainly looking that way.
Longoria takes the pitch down. Evan 0 for 2. Twins now 7 games over 500. One and one. Twins have a 2-1 lead at home over Kansas City. That game moving on to the top of the 6th. Now 2-1. Oh, look out. That pitch up and in to Longoria, and he fouls it.
Wait. Interesting back and forth there between Kevin Cash and Longoria. I think Cash is wondering, hey, didn't that ball hit you? See it come up and in. It's right off the bat. And Longoria was telling him, no, it's off my bat. Maybe you try to sell that, but that's not who Evan is. Evan wants to be in the box. He wants to make a difference swinging that thing.
Yeah, and today with video, that's an art that might be completely lost.
Yep. Yep. Not to mention, if you do try and sell it, oh, it hit me in my arm. I think it's, you know, you take your base and then like, yeah, no, that was off the bat.
Yeah.
Not a good optic for you either.
That's right.
They don't look too good.
Always tell the truth. 3-2 now. Runner goes, and the pitch is down. So Longoria draws the walk. Kiermaier with 2 outs there on the move. So 2 men on with 2 gone.
Well, you get a big power source who's red hot right now. Can make this game real tight, real fast.
Logan Morrison 0 for 2 today. Did drive a fastball into right center field in the 4th inning. Stepping in with 35 home runs on the year. One swing of the bat by Morrison could make it a completely different game here in the 6th. Here's a strike. Today's jackpot brought to you by the Florida Lottery. See Carlos Pena, the only Ray with 40 or more home runs, had 46. Pena had 39 in 09. Longoria 36, and now this year Morrison with 35, and time for more. 1-1.
I don't know about you, but you get the feeling during the course of this at bat that Morrison's going to hit the ball hard. He's going to get something out over, and he's going to put a good swing on it. Now, what the end result will be, find out.
And a little roller to the left side. Sanchez makes the throw to first, and the Rays leave 2. Bottom of the 6th inning coming. 5-1 Chicago.
On Fox Sports Sun, and Dwayne and BA, I found one of the best hot spots here at the ballpark. It's called the Craft Cave. And check this place out. You can see not only is it a great spot to take in a game, you have an awesome view, but fans get a chance to heckle the visiting bullpen. They're giving these Rays pitchers a hard time out here, but they have 75 different beer selections. You have 8 different burger selections. And so, yeah, not a bad place to hang out this afternoon.
Yeah, we'll be right there.
Oh, I mean, the Craft Cave.
Yeah, are you guys hungry, thirsty? I don't know.
Yeah, we were going to ask you, BA had ordered a burger here before the game. It's never shown up. Just wonder if you know anything about that.
Intercepted?
Well, I have 8 different selections of burgers down here, so it wasn't me, but BA, I would look to the man, you know, to the left of you.
Well, you know what?
Yeah.
Listen, there is a smudge of ketchup and mustard on his scorebook. And so we will investigate that further. 75?
How about that?
She said.
Of course, she waits till the last day to tell us. Andrew Kittredge out here on the mound now.
She knows that we probably wouldn't have spent too much time in the booth if we had known this sooner.
Yeah, she has the biggest booth of all. Look at that out there. Wow.
Oh, I'm still on, you guys. Here I was asking, I said, was that fan behind me the whole time? Which, you know, of course, that happens when you're hanging out. And then apparently we're still on. I'm still live and hot.
Yeah.
But yes, this is the best place to hang out by far.
There's a liner off the bat of Davidson, caught by Echeverria for the first out. A beautiful day here.
It is.
Temperature was in the upper 70s when we started. Forecast called for it perhaps to reach 82 or so. It's a great spot out there by the bullpen.
That reminds me of the way that the bullpen is configured at Philadelphia. Is it Citizens Bank now? Still Citizens Bank Park, where they're right over top of the bullpen, and it's Philly fan. And we know how Philly fans
know all about that.
Oh, the most aggressive in the league. Name the sport. And they stand right over top of you, and it is just, you just take a beating.
2 strikes to Smith, the catcher. Yeah, interactions with the bullpen, that's always been an interesting part of the game for fans and guys down there in the bullpen. One out, bases empty.
A lot of it is dependent upon how many of the 75 you partake of.
Yes, that's right.
It's a little rougher as the number goes higher.
Yeah, you get a long game on an afternoon. Trying to slake the thirst.
It's got to be noon somewhere.
Into right center field, and that's Souza closing, and it gets away. Into second base goes Smith. Now the ball loose on the throw back in, and Duda all the way from first runs it down in shallow left field. Things coming apart there on that one. Smith winds up at second on Souza's 5th error of the year.
Yeah, that play right there looked like it was part of the Kraft cave. Very goofy. Souza Jr. got there in time. See what happens. This ball hangs up long enough. Here he is. Got a beat on it. That ball he closes the glove. It's off the end of the glove. Not going to see that very often.
So with one out, the White Sox have a man at second. Here's Liriano reaching for the pitch down and away, and it's a strike. Reimer Liriano. Well, this ball popping away from Ramos, but he recovers quickly. 1-1.
22nd timeout. Got to regroup. Fastball here by Kittredge. It's just going to rattle around right off the heel of the glove. Just knocked down there by Wilson Ramos. It all had a little late run to it. One and two now.
Liriano with some big league time a couple years ago in San Diego. The pitch is blocked by Ramos. Now 2-2. In the hole, long throw and right on the money from Echeverria. Nicely done there. As impressive as making the pickup was, that throw right over to first, impressive as well.
Yeah, it shows the arm strength because he doesn't get to step into it at all. How about that? He doesn't step into that throw not one bit. Sets his feet nicely, but can't step into the throw, and he still throws a frozen rope over there to Lucas Duda.
It's a cut and a miss by Engel. He doubled in a run in the 4th inning. 5 runs, 6 hits for the White Sox against Andriese, who pitched the front 5. Andrew Kittredge in the game. Picks up strike 2 to Engel. And a swing and a miss down to first to complete the putout. Strikeout for Kittredge. A man left, and we go to the 7th. 5-1 Chicago. Fox Sports Sun is brought to you by your Southern Chevy dealers and by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Rays of the White Sox from Chicago, wrapping up the long road trip. 9 games, 10 days. Stops in St. Louis, Kansas City, and now Chicago. And the Rays need some runs. Steven Souza Jr. will lead off here. A 4-run deficit. Lucas Giolito, young right-hander doing the pitching for the White Sox, has limited the Rays to just the run on 3 hits and a walk while striking out 7. 87 pitches for Giolito. And the pitch to Steven Souza Jr. is a ball outside. 1-0. One and one. Longest outing for Giolito. His last time out, 7 innings. Made 104 pitches. That's his pitch count high. Gave up 3 hits in that one. Now it's 1-2.
Well, as the game gets deeper and the Rays offense gets more desperate, Giolito pitching these guys backwards. Off speed early, fastballs later in the count. And right back to the off speed, and the curveball, which for the first 5 innings was non-existent, has started to come around just a little bit. He's gotten a couple early in the count strikes with it, and he's been able to put away a couple of hitters with the good one below the zone.
Yeah, his last 2 strikeouts, Miller and Souza Jr. on that pitch.
Yep.
That'll be Corey Dickerson. Giolito with starts against the Twins and the Tigers. Lost to the Twins and beat the Tigers. And he leads the Rays here, allowing just the run on the Duda 4th inning home run. It's a high foul coming straight back and into the deck just above us. Infante, the right-hander, Holland, the left-hander. 2-1. The win picked up by Giolito against the Tigers his last time out. His first in the big leagues. He comes in 1-2 in the big leagues. 1-1 this year, and was up with Washington last year. 4 different stints with Washington. And covered 6 appearances, 4 starts, and he was 0-1. Foul the other way. Dickerson staying alive here, looking for his first hit, trying to get something going. Giolito retired the first 8 men he faced before Echeverria tripled off him, and Adaney has 2 of the 3 hits. And Dickerson is out on strikes. That's 9.
Another off speed and a very good one there by Giolito. Coming on the heels of that fastball. That's the changeup, and he just yanks that ball down and in. He's gotten Corey Dickerson the last 3 times. Let's see, struck him out with the changeup in the 2nd inning. Got that little chopping ground ball in the 5th, and there another strikeout.
Now Ramos fouls it out of play. Strike 1.
We haven't seen the plus fastball from Giolito here this afternoon, but we have seen pitchability. He has done a great job of moving 92, 93 around the zone, driving it downhill at times, elevating others. The changeup's been pretty good. The curveball has started to come around.
That's a little close right there. Well, we have him with 9 strikeouts. 4 off the fastball, 3 off the change, and 2 off the curveball.
That sounds about right. It's pretty good distribution.
3-0 the count. Well, he was the #1 prospect for Washington. Foul back. Comes from a creative family. His parents, Rick Giolito and Lindsay Frost, actors. Ahead in the count, head in the game. Ramos strikes out. Raised up and down in order. We'll head to Rich Hollenberg and Orestes Estrada in the studio for the Jeep Compass game break. .com/season tickets today. Matt Andriese worked the front 5. Andrew Kittredge worked the 6th. Now we go to the 7th. Adam Kolarek, just back up from the minor leagues, will come on to face the White Sox.
Well, he's had 12 appearances now. This will be the 12th appearance with the Rays. Got a win under his belt. ERA 5.87, 7 2/3 innings of work. Start down here at the bottom of this White Sox order with Hansen. Turn him around and then off you go. And you need a couple of zeros here and a big late inning comeback by the Rays offense to pull this one out.
Alan Hansen to lead it off. He actually opened the offense for the White Sox against Matt Andriese in the 3rd inning when he doubled with 1 out. He scored on a 2-out base hit by Tim Anderson, and then Abreu hit the 3-run home run. That made it 3-0. Rays closed it to 3-1, and now the Rays trail 5-1. Kolarek's first pitch is way wide. 1 ball, no strikes. Liner into left. That ball over Dickerson's head and back to the wall. And he reacted on that as if he didn't pick it up.
Yeah, that ball by Hansen was smoked. He caught that ball flush and a hard line drive. And I think that Corey Dickerson initially, Dwayne, is trying to get a read. He's kind of reading it, and then realizing this ball is carrying. It's hit too well, and he's not going to be able to get to it. But certainly there was plenty of hesitation on that line drive to give it time to get over his head.
Leadoff double. Now the top of the order, and there's a strike to Sanchez. Sanchez 0 for 3, couple strikeouts. He taps it foul, 0-2. That will be out of play the other way. That was Souvenir. Take a look at this catch.
Oh, very little spill. The spill factor quite low. Nice handiwork.
Kiermaier there to make the catch on this fly ball. And he throws a strike to third. Hansen had bluffed a little start, but he's not going anywhere.
Yeah, well played.
There you go. Yes.
Oh, looks like an employee. How about that? Employee. They want to put
just getting a little nourishment there.
Yeah, a little craft cave. You might want to put that down on the clock. Although, what does that say about you and I? Coffee. Yeah, this is coffee.
Here's Tim Anderson. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. He's on his break.
Listen, I don't blame the guy.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, at all. Firmly in his corner.
Yeah, we would defend him. It's a liner headed toward the corner. Couple of hops to the wall. Another run is in. Hansen scores on a double by Anderson. And Anderson has 3 hits. A single homer and now a double. And it's 6-1.
Now this ball game was 3-0 Chicago. The Rays got a run back 3-1. You start to say, well, they're going to make their move now. And since then, the White Sox, I mean, just like water torture. Drip, drip, drip. They just keep adding on. Here's another one.
Jose Abreu belted a home run in the 3rd inning. Takes the pitch wide. Abreu now with 27 home runs on the year. Came in hitting .301. Now 27 home runs and 82 runs batted in for the year. It's a chop to 3rd. Glove by Longoria, and the throw is in time. 2 away. Abreu had missed a couple games with an elbow injury, but back in the lineup. Speaking of injuries, at least the initial reports on Chris Archer, who left early last night with that discomfort in the right forearm, seem to be optimistic. We'll know more, but he left after surrendering a couple home runs. And the general belief right now is that it's more muscular than structural, which is good news to this point on that front.
Well, he said it was on the outside of the forearm, and it just prevented him from getting good finish and extension on his pitches, which, you know, that would fall in line with the velocity, which sat 91, 92. That's not where he pitches. And the last one, he was able to get the velocity way up, but you saw he spiked it and immediately called to the bench. So something wasn't feeling very well. But if it's, you know, more muscular and not structural, then you hope that the time missed is very short. And that's what everybody's hoping for and optimistic about.
Garcia's been walked and Davidson up. 1 strike to count on Matt Davidson. 1-1. Runners first and second. A run in. 2 outs in the inning. Two and one. That's fouled into the stands.
It got a little weird on that shot. The play was not made. In fact, there was a tumble taken.
Two and two now. Down and in, bouncing away, and the runners are going to advance. That was maybe hit. Now Davidson hit by that pitch as the ball deflected off him. And the bases are going to be loaded.
Let's take a look. Yanking a breaking ball down and in. Oh, caught that back right foot toe. That's what caused it to get away from Ramos, and now bases juice with 2 outs.
A little conversation. Jeff Nelson coming over to talk with the Rays bench, and Kevin Cash would like them to take a look at that to make sure it's a hit by pitch.
Well, it certainly looked like it. The action on the ball as it's spinning in, and it will have a tendency to bounce backwards, but it looked like it got that back toe. I guess it's close enough to take a look and see. Regardless, you would say runners at second and third with Davidson because they both moved up.
So it's either going to be a hit batter or a wild pitch.
Yeah.
Difference is, are they loaded or men at second and third? Well, Ramos did the right thing, whether it's a hit by pitch or not. He was going to chase that one and let the umpire sort out the call. And now the Rays have requested via the umpires that they sort it out in New York. They'll take a few more looks at this. See if Davidson was actually hit on the foot or not. To this point, 5 runs charged to Andriese and 1 run charged to Caleri. It's his first inning. So that's going to be it. It would appear the bases will be loaded and the Rays are going to make a call to the bullpen, brought to you by the Florida Lottery. Or all new fast play ticket in the Florida Lottery Game Day Cash promotion. You could win a 2018 Lazy Days RV motorhome, over $200,000 in cash prizes, bowl tickets, season tickets, or more. Must be 18 or older to play. Play responsibly. Chase Whitley will get the call from the bullpen. The Rays lose the challenge on the hit batter. So they're out of challenges. Chase Whitley makes his 35th appearance, making his 3rd stint now with the Rays. Bases loaded. Kevin Smith will be the hitter. He waves and misses for a strike. Whitley is pitcher number 4. Andriese 5. Kittredge 1 inning. Caleri 2/3 of an inning. 0-2. Smith is out on strikes. They leave the bases loaded, and we go to the 8th. 6-1 Chicago.
Field, and it has been all White Sox so far. 6-1 they lead it. Lucas Giolito with our Bonefish Grill line of the game. He follows up his outing against the Tigers, 7 shutout innings, giving up just 3 hits, and he almost duplicates it here this afternoon. 7 innings, 3 hits, just the 1 run given up. Did a real nice job early on, moving the fastball around. The changeup was a good pitch for him all afternoon. The curveball came along as the game went on, and he ends up with that line. 10 strikeouts to go with just 1 walk in those 7 innings. A very strong performance by the Chicago White Sox right-hander. That's going to lead to Derek Holland. You can see coming out of the bullpen now. This will be his 29th game. 26 of them have been starts. The record 7-14, ERA over 6, 134 and in 3rd innings of work, 74 walks, prone to command issues, and that's what the Rays hope happens here this afternoon, as they need to get some base runners in a hurry.
The left-hander Holland to face the left-handed bat of Brad Miller. The first pitch is upstairs. The Cleveland Indians have beaten the Tigers 11-1. They've won 11 in a row, picking up their 80th win. Oh, a 2-0 count to Miller. Echeverria on deck. And Holland misses with the first 3 pitches. 3-0.
Command issues, tons of walks. Leads to base runners, leads to big innings. That's what the Rays need.
And 3-1. Well, the Rays have 1 walk today. They have 1 triple, 1 single, and 1 home run. And that's a strike. The count is full. Miller trying to coax the base on balls. And he fouls a fastball right back. 10 strikeouts for Giolito today through 7 innings. Turned out to be a very good day for the young right-hander. Now Holland in relief, and the pitch is popped foul and out of play. That's ball 4. Leadoff walk. Miller is aboard. Oh, Danny Echeverria. Fastball is a first pitch strike to Echeverria. And there's a base hit into left center field. Miller's on his way to third. Echeverria winds up at second. A 3-hit day for Echeverria. Miller at third, Danny Echeverria at second. So the Rays have now a team hit for the cycle, and that leaves Echeverria only a home run short of the cycle.
Trying to crowd him with the fastball, cannot get it in there. Look at the hands. The hands of Echeverria pulled through so close to the body. The barrel finds the baseball, it finds a gap, and the Rays here after that leadoff walk off and running.
Here's Kevin Kiermaier. He takes the pitch low, breaking ball. Duda is on deck. Kiermaier today 0 for 3. He had 3 hits and a walk in last night's game. It's inside. 2-0. Here with 2 men in scoring position. Way high, and it's 3-0. Fonte up again in the bullpen. A strike taken. 3-1. We saw Don Cooper, their pitching coach, a moment ago on the bullpen phone. Holland back full.
Can you do it again? Could not do that with Brad Miller, ended up walking him. Got to make another pitch, another chance for Kiermaier.
Kiermaier lines it into right. That'll be caught by Garcia. Tag at third. Miller heads to the plate. Echeverria to third, and he is safe there. They made a play on him at third.
But not really. You know, when you see that they did, but Avi Garcia, I think, is regretting that, not setting himself. His arm is strong enough that if he sets himself and makes a throw, they got a chance to get him. It was almost an afterthought the way that he got the ball in. Doesn't really makes the catch there. It kind of throws it going away. And it's offline, and then you see how long everything took right there. Boy, they're a little bit more accurate with their throws. They got a chance to get that out. But heads up by Echeverria. You got to take some chances down big. Gets over to third with less than 2. A chance for another run.
6-2 ball game. Man at third, 1 out. Here's Duda. Rays hitting in the 8th. So they turn the leadoff walk into a run. Echeverria now at third after picking up the double. 2-0. Two balls and a strike. Kiermaier picking up his 30th run batted end of the year with the fly ball. Duda fouls it off the front of the dugout. 2-2. And Holland strikes out Duda. Got the pitch way in and he swung through it.
That's going to end his afternoon, but he just would not leave that area. And that one well off the plate. And that's a big strikeout.
So Holland departs after 2/3 of an inning. Call to the bullpen brought to you by the Florida Lottery. Honda dealers and by Pinch a Penny, the perfect people for a perfect pool. 6-2 ball game here in Chicago. The White Sox lead the Rays. Evan Longoria will be the hitter against Gregory Infante. He was in the first game of this series, making his 41st appearance. And Evan looking for his first hit of the day, 0 for 2. He walked in the 6th. First pitch strike.
Breaking ball to start him off. Slider at 86.
On the other side of the plate.
Yeah, and not meant to be. Those the backup slider that catches a hitter a little flat-footed and catches the inside corner. See where the catcher's set up. He's reaching all the way back across the plate.
Up and away, 1-2. Well, the Rays in need of an explosive inning here. They're down by 4. 2 outs. Echeverria at third, and Longoria fouls one out of play. Well, tough afternoon for the Rays to this point. Andriese touched for 5 runs, 5 innings. Caleri gave up a run. Kittredge and Whitley have also been on the mound. Longoria fouls it back.
Boy, a little bit of an emergency hack right there for Evan. I think that he was leaning towards the slider and looking to drive that pitch. And right at the very end, ooh,
and he got 95.
He did, and he just got there in time. So a nice job by him to extend the AB.
Takes it to 2-2.
Evan may play himself into that slider anyway. And it's not a slider with a lot of depth, so he better be really good with it, or Evan could put a good swing on it. We'll see.
Oh, and he strikes him out. Or had him out in front. That pitch, tough pitch to deal with there. 6-2 White Sox. All right, fellas, thank you. Liriano leads it off here against Chase Whitley, and Reimer Liriano fouls it out of play for a strike. Liriano retired on a good play by Echeverria at short in the 6th. That's strike 2 from Chase Whitley. Whitley trying to hold the White Sox right where they are and give the Rays one final shot this afternoon. Currently in the bottom of the 8th. And that takes care of Liriano. He's out on strikes.
Chase Whitley has shown a very nice breaking ball here this afternoon. Got the strikeout on Kevin Smith with a couple of good ones. And then rips this one here nice down and away. Chase known more for that changeup.
Adam Engel. That's a strike. And Engel leaning away from that pitch up. Got it in there. Big double off the wall and left in the fourth, driving in a run for Engel. 0-2. And he takes care of Engel. Strikes him out. Third time Engel has struck out today. That pitch wound up right in the middle of the plate.
It did. Yeah, keeping with the theme for Chase Whitley, another breaking ball. That one hangs middle. Adam Engel, we talked about how badly he's been struggling. Did have the one big hit. Had that double back in the fourth inning that drove in a run with 2 outs. Hard to figure.
2 doubles today for Hansen and 2 runs scored. Fouls this one for a strike. After going 0 for 4 in the first game, Hansen has homered and put together 2 doubles over his last 7 at bats. And now behind, missed the changeup there. 0-2. Ariano struck out on a 1-2 pitch. Engel struck out on 3 pitches, and now 0-2 to Hansen. And he strikes out. So 4 strikeouts for Whitley. He strikes out the side in the 8th on 10 pitches. Logan Morrison leads off the 9th, followed by Souza Jr. and Dickerson. In Chicago, Gregory Infante on the hill for the White Sox. Logan Morrison leads it off here in the 9th, and he takes a fastball too low. Well, Infante struck out Longoria to end the top of the 8th. Morrison looks at a strike. It's 1-1. Last 5 outs in this game have come on strikeouts. A little mitt issue there, and Smith gets a new one. Longoria finished the 8th inning striking out. Duda struck out for the 2nd out, just ahead of him. And then Liriano, Engel, and Hansen struck out in the bottom of the 8th. Two and one. Chase Whitley with 4 strikeouts and an inning and a third. 13 pitches and 4 strikeouts.
You could barely do better.
Now a liner, and that's a foul ball up the right field side. Takes the count to 2-2. 17,000 plus here. 1-7-6-3-3 for this one between the Rays and the White Sox. Rays will be headed home to meet the Minnesota Twins. Alex Cobb will open that series tomorrow night for the Rays. And there's ball 3. Cobb to open it. Odorizzi and Snell. Jose Barrios will be on the hill for the Twins to open that series. Big cut and a miss. And Morrison is out on strikes. So the last 6 outs in this game have come on strikeouts. You saw Bartolo Colon's going to pitch the middle game of that series. His career spans a period of time longer than the Devil Rays and the Rays have been in the major leagues.
I was back and forth with the Cleveland Indians between Buffalo and Cleveland while he was coming up through the system.
Yep.
Got a chance to pitch with him when he was on his way up, and a fireballer nonetheless.
Yes.
I mean, Bartolo Colon was a 95, 97 guy who could overpower you. Now he's 95% sinkers and still getting it done. I mean, still getting, he was mulling retirement. Goes to the Twins and now helping them stay relevant in the wild card race. Actually keeping them in a spot.
Yes.
Right now they would qualify. But yeah, he is ageless.
1-1 the count on Steven Souza Jr. Two balls and a strike. Here is the wild card breakout at the moment. The Yankees and then the Twins. Twins pushing the Yankees. Angels a game and a half back. Rays started the day 4 back. And now it's 2-2 on Souza Jr. Starting pitchers, the pitchers of record in this game. That will run the count all the way to 3-2. On deck is Corey Dickerson. Giolito and Andres, the starters. And they remain the pitchers of record. 3-2 now. And a tap headed to short. Anderson off balance, makes the throw to first. 2 gone. Rays down to their final out here in Chicago. Souza with an 0 for 4 day. Dickerson stepping in. He's 0 for 3. Couple strikeouts on the day. A foul ball the other way, out of play. Infante, third pitcher of this game. Giolito worked 7, Holland 2/3. The 1-strike pitch is wide and off the mid of Smith. 1-1. Cobb and Barrios tomorrow night. Tuesday's game a night game. Odorizzi and Cologne. And Wednesday a day game at the Trop featuring the left-hander Blake Snell. Just a bit wide there. 2-1. Just in case, Wilson Ramos on deck. And a wave and a miss. Taking the count to 2-2.
Now down to your last strike. Big swing here by Corey Dickerson on that heater. I'd expect more of the same.
Infante to the plate. And the fastball is outside. And the count is full.
How many full counts has Infante had?
Well, both of them prior to Dickerson went 3-2. He went 2-2 to Longoria, struck him out. 3-2 to Morrison, struck him out. 3-2 to Souza Jr. and got him on the ground ball. Now he's 3-2 to Dickerson. And Dickerson lifts a fly ball into left. Liriano looking up and is there to make the catch to end this one. 3 up, 3 down. Go the Rays in the 9th. White Sox win it 6-2 and take 2 out of 3 from the Rays. Giolito will get the win. Andres takes the loss. He's 5-2. And the Rays will finish the road trip 5-4 for Brian Anderson and Alex Cordery. Dwayne Stats. Hope you've enjoyed the telecast. If not, the outcome. Rays Live, the postgame presented by WB Mason is next.